creeping in through the window and onto your skin, slowly as if to say, let's take our time today. Ooh, take a breath. I set about 5 alarms every single day just so that I can wake up on time by the time the last alarm goes off. And that's how my day starts.
Assalamu alaikum, my love. I missed you.
I make my bed these days just by folding my blankets. I used to try to make my bed traditionally, like a normal bed is made, because it looks all nice in the van life videos, but it's just really inconvenient. The blanket is everywhere and my space is pretty small, so I fold my blankets and that's how I make my bed in the morning. So here I have my handy dandy collapsible bucket. I use that to wash myself in the car. I'll show you how I take showers in a future video. But I just fill this little bottle with water. It's just easier to maneuver around the car when I have a bottle of water rather than trying to use that jug of water whenever I'm cleaning myself up. So yeah, that's my face wash and my moisturizer. I start by brushing my teeth. I used to use a bamboo toothbrush, but the bristles kept falling out and I got tired of it. So I went back to my trusty electric toothbrush. The tongue scraper is one of the best little discoveries I made last year. I just discovered them last year. I'm not going to show you myself scraping my tongue, but it's pretty gross. But after I brush my teeth, I scrape my tongue and then I rinse it off, put it up, and I like to put 1 or 2 drops of peppermint oil on my tongue after I finish scraping it. Definitely give this little trick a try. It makes your breath stay fresh for hours and I love doing it. And now I am just going to wash my face and moisturize. Close your eyes and imagine all the stars, even the ones that you cannot see, shine so bright, so shine. Next, I wash my body. I don't know if any of you grew up washing up in the sink. That's what we called it when I was a child, but it's the same concept. I have my bucket of water. I use my exfoliating glove and I put a towel on my mattress so it doesn't get super wet, and I wash my body and then moisturize. Things are always getting unplugged and falling over in car life, but you get used to it and it honestly helps teach you a little bit of patience. Now I'm just choosing my outfit for the day. Typically I will choose my outfit the night before, but this time I didn't do it, so I'm picking out my clothes now. And every clothing item I own fits in one of those little clear containers, plus 3 of those little blue thingies. And the container isn't very big. It just makes me really happy knowing that I own so little things. Like, it may sound weird, but it brings me genuine happiness to own less things. Even though it's winter, if you can even call this winter in the city that I'm currently living in, it gets warm in the car with all the moving around and everything. I have the windows cracked, but it still gets warm, so I had to turn my fan on while I changed my clothes. I had forgotten to do my morning prayers that day, so I stopped to do that. And don't be mistaken, it might look like I'm all zen and in the flow right now, but it is so hard for me to focus when I'm praying or meditating. My mind goes through everything from thinking about my future to how much my job sucks to thinking about how on earth my favorite Ethiopian restaurant gets their lentils to taste so good. So if you have any tips on focusing during meditation or prayer, leave it in the comments because I need some advice. Now it's time for my first task of the day, which is to clean and dry my bucket that I used earlier that morning. And then I have a problem to resolve. This bag, I use this bag to hold things that I use on a daily basis, like my cookware, my pan, my utensils, things like that. But the bag swings and it falls and it's just not convenient. So I went to my public storage unit to get this shower caddy type thing that I had purchased earlier for carlife, to see if it would work to hold everything. And on a side note, this is one of the downsides to carlife. Everything falls when you drive, but my partner, Moosa, he gave me a good idea to solve that problem as well. So I'll show you what I do to help with that a little bit. But the shower caddy thing ended up working so nicely. This is it right here. I put everything in a little slot and it's so much easier to grab things when I need something quickly. I don't have to dig through that pink bag anymore. I had to take practically everything out just to get something. So it worked perfectly. Some of the things I keep in there are these little chickpea snacks. I put them in salads or just snack on them. I'm trying to eat potato chips a little bit less. I have this coconut oil that I saute my food in sometimes. My soap and a pair of socks. I have some kitchen towels. I have a jar. That jar I use to drink my hot tea from. I have another cup that I drink my tea from. And that little gray thingy there has my utensils. The only downside to this setup is that the hooks kept unhooking because my things were too heavy, but Musa just told me to get some zip ties and that solved that problem easily. I have had a love-hate relationship with this Goal Zero power station basically since I got it. I love it, but something is always up with it. So usually I would do a soft reset to try to get things working normally again, but those don't do much, honestly, in my opinion. So this time I'm doing a hard reset, which is when I have to remove the back panel from the Yeti, like you see me doing there. I have to unscrew some more screws, unhook some hooks and wires, and then rehook the wires, screw everything back in. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I was cold and not happy having to do this, but it did end up working. Fun fact, those people in the U-Haul pulling up behind me were weirdos. One of the guys literally stood in front of my windshield and watched what I was doing through my car. I had to turn my car light off so he couldn't see me. Like, people have no shame. Who the heck just stares at someone and watches them and you don't even know them? Weird. I could work at Goal Zero after all of the troubleshooting I've had to do with their products. Their customer service reps are super nice but don't seem to know much, so Musa and I are actually thinking of putting together a troubleshooting ebook to help people who have the products that we have. I stopped at Target to buy some kitchen cabinet liner. I put the liner in between my containers that I stack on top of one another, and the liner keeps them from sliding whenever I drive. I have arrived at my parking spot for the night. So I'm putting up my Reflectix, and my Reflectix, the fabric is too heavy. I didn't cut them right, I didn't do it right, so they always fall off the windows. So my solution has been to put a little bit of the Reflectix outside the window and then roll the window up so that they don't fall out. And yeah, that's a option for you if you're like me and didn't do your Reflectix properly and they're always falling out. Try that. No one can see the fabric from the outside of the car. The fabric still stays inside. So yeah, I like it. Now I can finally wind down for the day. I'm just making myself a couple of peanut butter and jam slices. I had already eaten dinner this day, I just didn't record it. I went to Whole Foods and got something. Typically, I eat the food that I cook. I cook every week and eat that food to save money. But since my Goal Zero Yeti was acting up, it wasn't charging, which meant my fridge didn't have any charge and all my food went bad because my fridge couldn't turn on. So I had to eat out for a few days. But that's just another part of car life. Car life and van life really aren't as glamorous as a lot of people online make it seem. Um, there are always tasks to be completed, always issues to resolve, but I am grateful for this lifestyle. Like I said in my first video, it is helping save my mental health, and I'm very happy to give you all a glimpse of my world. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm about to watch a movie with Moosa. We always watch movies together, even though we're in a long distance relationship. So we're going to watch this movie, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
That hold the